Alright, so please make sure you have your Cornell note template created so you're ready to take your notes. Make sure you put the date, which is January 15th, 2015. Our topic is graphing integers, and we're going to focus on identifying and graphing points on a coordinate plane. The essential question is, why is it important to know how to graph and read a coordinate plane? A coordinate plane is a grid, or sometimes it's called a coordinate graph, containing two number lines that intersect at a right angle at 0. The number lines called x-axis and y-axis divide the plane or graph into 4 different quadrants. And how you read those 4 quadrants is you start at the top left-hand corner, right-hand corner, sorry. You start at the top right-hand corner and you're going to count backwards, counterclockwise. And, a clock normally goes this direction, so we're actually going to be counting counterclockwise, which is the opposite. So here we start at quadrant 1, and then we go to quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. The number line that runs horizontally, or from left to right, is our x-axis, which is horizontal. The number line that runs up and down is our y-axis, which is vertical. So again, x-axis is horizontal, y-axis is vertical. And that's our coordinate plane. Now next we're going to look at how to locate points on a coordinate plane. And to locate a point on a coordinate plane, we're going to use an ordered pair, which is the x and y of the numbers, and it gives us the coordinates or location of a point relative to each axis. So here in this case, we have Whataburger, and I want to locate that. I'm going to go along my x coordinate first, and it's located at the x coordinate 1. So that's going to go in the first part of our ordered pair. And then I'm going to locate where it is on our y coordinate, which is here at 2. So that's going to go into our y coordinate. So the ordered pair for Whataburger is 1, 2. And then we're going to locate Burger King. We're going to do the same thing, start with our x. We start here at 0, and we go along our x-axis until we reach Burger King, which is at -1. So this is our x-coordinate, or the location of Burger King along our x-axis. So that goes first. And then we're going to go up our y-axis until we locate the y-coordinate, which is 1. So the location of Burger King is -1, 1. Now we're going to locate McDonald's. Again, start at 0, and I'm going to go along the x-axis until I get to the x-coordinate for where McDonald's is located, which is 2. So that's going to go first. And then I'm going to go along my y-axis, and I'm going to go down until I reach the y-coordinate where McDonald's is located, which is -3. So that's going to go second. And our ordered pair for McDonald's is 2, -3. And then last we're going to locate Popeyes. And here, again, starting at 0, I'm going to go along the x-axis and find the x-coordinate for Popeyes, which is -4. So that's going to go first in our ordered pair. And then I'm going to go along the y-axis until I locate the y-coordinate for Popeyes, which is at -3. So that's going to go second in our ordered pair. And so the location of Popeyes is -4, -3. Now here's a map with a coordinate plane laid across. And I want you to use this map to answer the next following questions. The location of the top of Central Hall, or the tip of the tower, is, again, you go along the x-axis first, and we see that it kind of falls right about here at 8. And then we go along our y-axis, and it's at the very top here, located at the y-coordinate 8. So the ordered pair for the top of City Hall's tower is 8, 8. The location of the library will be probably about here at, along our x coordinate would be about -4. And then along our y coordinate, our y-axis, the y coordinate would be +1. So the location of the library is at the ordered pair -4, +1. The location of the school, again, starting at 0, we're going to go along our x coordinate till about -8. And then we're going to see where it intersects with our y coordinate, which is about -5. So our ordered pair for the school would be -8, -5. The location of the stop sign, I'm going to start at 0 and go along our x-axis to about +5, and then see where it intersects with the y-axis, which is at -7. So the location of the stop sign on the map is at +5, -7. Now that you know how to locate points on a coordinate grid, let's talk about how you actually plot or put points on a coordinate grid. So when you're graphing on a coordinate grid, here are a few steps that you want to follow. So to graph any point with the coordinates x, y, you do the same kind of steps that you do for when you want to locate a point. You want to start at the origin, which is where 0, 0 is. This is where the x and the y meet. And then first, again, you want to move along the x-axis to the right if you want to go positive, or to the left if you want to go negative. And then you want to move along the y-axis, up if you want to go positive, or down if you want to go negative. Once you find where you want to put your point, you will then see where the x and the y-axis are meeting and draw a point at that location and label it. So let's do a couple of guided practice. We're going to graph the points Q, R, and S. So it says Q, again, this is how you would show the indication or the name of a point on the outside of the parentheses. So this is point Q is located at 2, -3. So I'm going to start at my origin, which is where the x and the y meet and create 0, 0. And then I'm going to move along my x-axis. Since 2 is positive, I'm going to go to the right until I get to +2. And then I'm going to go down. Since my y coordinate is -3, I'm going to go down for -3. And this is where +2 for the x and -3 for the y meet. So that is where I'm going to plot my point. And I'm going to label it Q2, -3 to indicate that this is the point Q, which is located at 2, -3. Now let's plot point R. Point R is at -2, +3. So again, I'm going to start at my origin, and I'm going to go to the left, which is negative for my x-axis, and I'm going to go to -2. And then my y coordinate says it's +3. So I'm going to go up until I get to positive 3. And then that is where I'm going to plot my point. And I'm going to also label it R, -2, 3, to indicate that this point is the location of point R. And then the last point we're going to plot is point S. Again, I start at 0. In this case, it does not have an x-coordinate. Our x-coordinate is 0. So I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to move left or right. I'm going to stay right there at our origin. And then the y-coordinate says it's at positive 2. So then I'm going to go up for positive 2 along my y-axis. And again, I'm going to plot my point to indicate that point S is at 0, 2.